no wait, it is on. Okay, my bad.
Have you ever wondered what suburban Stockholm looks like through a tight lens and in black and white? Yeah, me neither. But you're about to find out anyway. And contrary to what's available on my channel up until this point, I may actually have managed to snap 1 or 2 decent photos this time. Quite proud of myself actually, although you may disagree. Either way, armed with the Canon AE-1 Program and 135mm f2.5 SC lens, I was dressed for success. Putting myself in the position to not be able to blame my equipment for potential failures. Smart move. Ow! I accidentally shot myself in the foot somehow.
Good morning. We are headed out again today for another morning walk in the neighborhood. And I was thinking long and hard about which lens and camera combination to bring, and ended up with this one. It's the 135 f2.5 Canon FD. It's a little bit tight for what we're doing today, but I figured it's a challenge. And another challenge on top of that will be Ilford HP5. This is the camera that I used on our first little excursion. I feel like such an amateur right now. Big chunk of gorgeous glass. We're at 160th f2.5 and it's very underexposed here, but this is not gonna be a photo anyway, so.
Wrong. On both accounts. I would argue that this is by definition a photo, and it's pretty damn well exposed. But what do I know?
There we go, frame number 1. Excuse me. Okay, let's head out.
And out we went, but in the opposite direction from last time. You know, for variation and such. We didn't have to venture far before I spotted the first actual shot of the morning. I was on the offense and found a fence. No offense. Puns. Not amazing, but cut me some slack. It was only the first shot, and that compression is pretty damn sweet. Moving along, and waiting for Emma to give me the go ahead and talk signal, which sometimes doesn't happen.
Utilizing the built-in lens hood. And I see a shot here that might work with black and white. Okay, we have 1/1000th of a shutter at f22. I'm gonna do it at f16.
Power lines behind foliage. Tech meets nature. Nice.
Not amazing, but quite. This is pretty much exactly the kind of stuff that works well with black and white, I think.
How exactly?
That should be cool. Scaffolding. Maybe.
Nah, a bit messy for my taste, to be honest.
It's a random shot. Unfortunately, it's not in color.
This composition is definitely lacking, but I really love the texture of that flat rope type thing. It's cool. And this shot ain't too bad either, I guess. Leading lines and whatnot. Always intriguing.
Hey, nice bokeh balls.
Oh, thanks, man. I like your fluffy hat.
What the hell was that? What? Why? And I guess they lived happily ever after. Another shot that would have been complete garbage if it weren't for that tight lens. Now instead, because of that glorious compression, I just feel like I want to walk straight into it.
Let's see, f8, 1/1000th of a second.
I like this more than the other one in the beginning of the video. It's got more texture, more depth. And it's nicely framed by the tree on the right. Not terrible.
Looked quite cool coming out of the trees. Yeah. Found a blue tit.
Blue tit. Like an avatar.
I had to take a shot with black and white, so color doesn't matter, really. Maybe. I'm looking for some architecture because I think that looks better with the black and white. We're already on shot 14 out of 36. This lens is a little bit too tight, to be honest, but I think this might work.
Messy, but with depth. It works, I think.
Maybe, but there's a power station over here. You can only see a couple of the transformers, or whatever they're called. Okay, where to next? That way. Ooh, that's another great shot. Hell yeah. Taking a few snapshots of exposure meterings, and it seems to be metering at f8 all over, so I'm going to shoot it at a half stop faster.
That bird is everything to this photo. Thanks, bird. And with that otherwise hysterically mediocre photo, we wrap up this week's video. Check back in 7 days for part 2 of this peculiar walk. And what's a surefire way to not miss it, you ask? Well, let me tell you. You can press that big, gorgeous, rectangular red button below with subscribe written all over it. That's how. And while you're down there, also polish that bell with a gentle click of a button to make super extra sure you don't miss any upcoming videos in the future. Or, you know, you could just wing it and risk being deeply disappointed and, quite frankly, depressed for missing out. FOMO. It's a thing. Look it up. Yeah. I'll see you next week. Hello. Videos in the future. And I guess they live. Alright. For the f***ing millionth time. Let's go. Millionth time. Suck the gut in, man.